Okay, so let's go back. Let's
Hi.
keep moving. Hi. Okay, we were working reading activities, right? We talk about mothers-in-law, but now there's something that we have not done. And let me see. And this is actually just in Moodle. I don't have the audio on the slides, but in here it is a listening task. Okay, it's the listening section, which is section number 5. So let's go to this now. Okay. So we're gonna listen to a conversation between Dave and Jane. Okay, there's two people. They are going to be talking about, let me see, there's someone, Camila, okay. They're gonna be talking about a ban and mothers-in-law jokes. So what is a ban? Because we have to understand the main context, otherwise we're not gonna be able to. What is a ban? They're gonna be having a conversation about banning mother-in-law jokes. So usually people joke about mothers-in-law, right? Oh, that they are not, that they're jealous, that they are very noisy, that they are getting into what is, getting into their sons and wives relationships. So a ban is like something, a prohibition or like something that will not allow people to make these kind of jokes, right? So this is like the topic of the conversation. So these are the different options, but we have to listen first, okay? I do not try to do it yet until we listen. So let's listen first. We might listen twice just to make sure that we understood, and then we can go ahead. Okay, let me play the audio.
File 7A. Listening.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
What is?
They've decided to ban jokes about mothers-in-law.
So what is the meaning of ban? Again, what do you understand?
Something that you can do is prohibition.
Yeah, they're not gonna be allowing people to make this kind of jokes, right? A prohibition, something that it will stop people from making this kind of jokes between, not gonna be allowed. Okay, that's a ban. Okay, let me go back again.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
What is?
They've decided to ban jokes about mothers-in-law.
Who has?
The council, of all people. They've written a leaflet for workers who have to deal with the public, and it says that mother-in-law jokes are offensive.
Well, I suppose they are really. I mean, there are a lot of mothers-in-law out there, and the jokes are about them.
No, but it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? I mean, I think it's really important to have a sense of humour. It's good for you. It makes you feel better.
Well, that's easy for you to say, isn't it? You're a man, so you'll never be a mother-in-law. I will, one day.
Yes, but you won't be my mother-in-law, will you? Sorry, I was only joking.
Ha. Does it say anything else about the jokes?
Yes, it says they show disrespect for parents.
Okay. Well, maybe they do. Young people are healthy, fit and attractive. It's easy for them to laugh at older people, don't you think?
Oh, come on. These jokes about mothers-in-law have been around since Roman times.
Where did you get that idea from?
It says here that there's a Roman writer called, oh, hang on a minute, called Juvenal, who said in the 1st century AD, wait, listen to this, it's impossible to be happy when one's mother-in-law is still alive. That's classic. And all the best comedians tell jokes about mothers-in-law too. I think they're funny.
Like I said, that's because you're a man. And the comedians you're talking about are also men. It's just another example of the sexist world we live in. I mean, there aren't many jokes about fathers-in-law, are there?
Oh, for goodness sake.
So there's two points of view, right? So who's against and who is in favor of? I mean, who supports and who is not supported? What do you think? There's like two sides, right? Anyone? Crystal, what do you think? Who's against and who supports the idea that it's not really bad, right? That the people shouldn't be making a big deal of making this kind of jokes.
No.
So there's two people. There's Dave, and letter D is for Dave, and letter J is for Jane. So I think they're married, right? It's like the husband and the wife, I think. They are a couple, right? So Dave is the man and Jane is the lady, right? And who thinks that it's ridiculous? That it's fine, you just to make a joke. I mean, it's not really offensive. Who's on that side of the argument?
Dave.
Dave, right? And who thinks it's not really nice to make fun about these ladies, right?
Jane.
Jane, right? So Jane is against, but Dave thinks that it's not a big deal, right? So we're gonna listen again, but what do you think? There's one at the very beginning, there's one question. Do they agree in the very end? What do you think? They do agree or they finally disagree?
Disagree.
Disagree. The final.
Okay, we can listen again. So there's like different statements from 1 to 8. So we're gonna listen again and let's try to think who is on this side, right? Who thinks the ban is ridiculous, right? We're gonna add D for that, or D or J, it depends on who's against and who's not. Who thinks that the jokes are offensive? Is it Dave or Jane? Who thinks that it's important to have a sense of humor? It's just a joke. I mean, there's nothing really, nothing really serious about making a joke, right? Number 4, makes a joke. Number 5, thinks that the jokes don't show respect for parents. It's not respectful. And 6, mentions a historical fact about mothers-in-law. 7, quotes a historical joke. Is it Dave or Jane? And finally, who says that the jokes are sexist? Okay, so let's listen once again. Let me go back. you
File
go.
7A. Listening.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
What is?
They've decided to ban jokes about mothers-in-law.
Who has?
The council, of all people. They've written a leaflet for workers who have to deal with the public. And it says that mother-in-law jokes are offensive.
Well, I suppose they are really. I mean, there are a lot of mothers-in-law out there, and the jokes are about them.
No, but it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? I mean, I think it's really important to have a sense of humour. It's good for you. It makes you feel better.
Well, that's easy for you to say, isn't it? You're a man, so you'll never be a mother-in-law. I will, one day.
Yes, but you won't be my mother-in-law, will you? Sorry, I was only joking.
Ha. Does it say anything else about the jokes?
Yes, it says they show disrespect for parents.
Okay. Well, maybe they do. Young people are healthy, fit and attractive. It's easy for them to laugh at older people, don't you think?
Oh, come on. These jokes about mothers-in-law have been around since Roman times.
Where did you get that idea from?
It says here that there's a Roman writer called, oh, hang on a minute, called Juvenal, who said in the 1st century AD, no, wait, listen to this. It's impossible to be happy when one's mother-in-law is still alive. That's classic. And all the best comedians tell jokes about mothers-in-law too. I think they're funny.
Like I said, that's because you're a man. And the comedians you're talking about are also men. It's just another example of the sexist world we live in. I mean, there aren't many jokes about fathers-in-law, are there?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Okay, so let's see. What about the first one? Who thinks the ban is ridiculous? Is it Dave or Jane?
They.
They.
Why? Why do you think it's Dave?
Because he liked the mother-in-law jokes.
Yeah, and he even joked about it, right? So he said, this is ridiculous. Like, it doesn't make sense for his, I mean, according to him, right? That's his opinion. So that was Dave. Good. What about number 2? Who thinks that the jokes are offensive or might be offensive?
Jane.
Why?
Because he's a mother-in-law. She is a mother-in-law.
Is she a mother-in-law now?
Yes or no? Yes, I understand. She is a mother-in-law.
I think there's just let's go back to that. Let's go back. Because there's a little detail.
Mothers-in-law.
Okay.
Who has?
The council, of all people. They've written a leaflet for workers who have to deal with the public. And it says that mother-in-law jokes are offensive.
Well, I suppose they are, really. I mean, there are a lot of mothers-in-law out there, and the jokes are about them.
No, but it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? I mean, I think it's really important to have a sense of humour. It's good for you. It makes you feel better.
Well, that's easy for you to say, isn't it? You're a man, so you'll never be a mother-in-law. I will, one day.
What did she say about that? You are a
Yes.
man. He's a man, so he's never going to be a mother-in-law. So no one is going to be joking about him. But what about her? If she's a lady? She might not be
Yeah.
a mother-in-law now, but she said,
Well, he one day be a mother-in-law.
I will. I will. One day I will be. I might be. So if she becomes a mother-in-law, I mean, it's not gonna be funny that she gets like to be joked about, right? So who thinks that the jokes are offensive? Is it Dave or Jane?
Jane.
Jane.
Jane, right? She said, no, it is. I mean, you're a man, but I am a lady, and one day I will be a mother-in-law. So I don't like that. I wouldn't like that. Okay, so number 3, who thinks that it's important to have a sense of humor? Is it Dave or Jane?
Dave.
They.
Okay, he said, but I mean, there's nothing bad, right? I mean, it's not really, it's good, right? To, laugh about something. Okay, and who makes a joke? Is it Dave or Jane?
They.
Dave. He was even laughing at a joke. But did she laugh?
No.
She said, oh, okay, like it wasn't that funny to her, right? What about number 5, Melanie? Who thinks that the jokes don't show respect for parents? Is it Dave or Jane?
Jane.
Who?
Jane.
Jane, why? What did she mention about this? She said, well, I am not a mother-in-law now, but I will, right? So if one day she becomes a mother-in-law, she wouldn't like her son-in-law or her grandchildren to be laughing about her, right? So it's not gonna be nice to her. Okay. What about number 6? Who mentions an historical fact about mothers-in-law? Is it Dave or Jane? He said something about this, right? He was very specific. Maria, is it Dave or Jane? What do you think?
J.
Jane?
J.
Did she mention an historical fact about mothers-in-law?
No, yo, I think that 5.
I think it's yeah, that was 5. So in here, number 6, is it Dave or Jane?
They.
Dave, right? Because he said, no, but this is, you know, if we take a look at I mean, historically, the Roman ancient times, and he even quoted a joke, right? And I think he mentioned one Roman philosopher, I don't know, but he said Juvenal, right? I think I remember the name. But he said, it's, you know, there's nothing wrong. And at the very end, who thinks that the jokes might be sexist? I mean, it might be like because men are like this and women are different, and you know.
Jane.
That was Jane, right? At the very end. So in the very, very, very end of the conversation, did they agree or not? Yes or no? What do you think?
No.
No, right? Because at the very end, when she was explaining and
Many jokes about fathers-in-law, are there?
Oh, for goodness sake.
he was like, "Ay, por favor," like, oh, for goodness sake, like, you don't understand. I mean, you don't get it. So in the very end, they did not agree, right? They have like very different points of view, and they did not agree in the very end. And that was it. That's it. It's just about like going for D if it's Dave, or J if it's Jane, and if it's an agreement, yes. If there's no agreement, no. And that is the end of the listening task. And I think that's the very last activity for unit 7A, right? So let me do something about this now. Let me open 7B for you. Let me see, just give me one moment. But before we move on to 7B, let me show you something. And let me ask you a question, because I haven't asked you. And this is something, nowadays we are living in a kind of difficult situation, right? It's not really nice what we are going through. Let me see. There's one activity we haven't done. Just give me one moment. Let's double check again. We might be missing one activity. Okay, just give me one
The
moment.
pronunciation 3A.
Yes,
Practice
yes,
saying the
yes,
sentences.
yes.
That one.
Yeah, we're missing one. Let me show you. I'm sorry. I thought that was the last activity, but we're actually missing okay, let me see. Let me double check again. This. We're missing the vocabulary section too. I think we did this already, right? Oh no, we did this already. Okay, let me take a look at the other. There was something else. The pronunciation one. Okay. This pronunciation activity is not really a quiz, but it's something that we can just go through this now. Usually when we're using this infinitive forms, right? We're using the verb base or the infinitive plus 2. Usually there's some misconceptions about the way you pronounce, right? How do you pronounce these sentences? Okay, can someone try? Gabby?
We want to know.
Okay. Number 2, Diana.
2. They
Uh-huh.
open to win.
They have to win, right? It's like there's like a little connector, right? They have to win. It's like Very close. What about number 3? Let's keep trying. Camila?
He promised to call.
He promised to call. Okay. Maria? 4.
I don't know what to do.
Okay. Vero? 6. Oh, no, 5.
Yo, miss.
Yes. Vero, go.
She forgot to go.
He forgot to go. Okay, good. Rocio, number 6. Go.
It's important to, it's important, remember.
It's important to remember. There's a 2 here. Can you try again? Rocio, can you try again?
Repeat, miss.
Number 6.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, go.
Yeah, yes. It's important to remember.
Okay, good. Okay, Crystal, number 7.
Number 7. I learned to swim.
Okay, I learned to swim. Good. Ivan, number 8.
He started to cry.
Okay, so let's listen because we might be close. This like connector, it is something that can make us look at the way we say the words, how we can connect it. They have to win. I learned to swim. He started to cry. Usually when the verb is in past tense and it has this ed, but then it's followed by to, he started to cry, right? We are not emphasizing really on the ed at the end because there's something that goes after that. But let's listen.
File 7A. Pronunciation. 1. We want to know. 2. They hope to win. 3. He promised to call. 4. I don't know what to do. 5. She forgot to go. 6. It's important to remember. 7. I learned to swim. 8. He started to cry.
Okay, so it wasn't that bad. This is just the more we practice, the more we read. So when you're reading, let's try to just not read. When you read, try to read aloud and listen to your own voice. It might not be perfect at the beginning. It might take a lot of practice, but this is just as we keep listening and we keep reading and we keep practicing, this might eventually, it might take time. It's not gonna be like the audio at the beginning, but it might be improved. I think that reading, it was done, right? Let me see if there was something else. I think there was nothing else. Is it something that we might be missing? I think we're done, right? So are we ready to move on to 7B? I think we are now. Let me see. Let me see. There is something that is not on Moodle, but it's something that it is on the book, and it's actually a vocabulary section that it might be included on most of the Moodle practice, but it's not in this unit number 7. But it's something that I would like you to practice, and this is part of the vocabulary section. But no, this is not from here. I think this is for unit 7. I think we're done. We have nothing else to do, right? We can move on to unit 7B. Okay, I'm sorry. I was confused with 7B already, but let's just talk about this on the slides. Now, 7B, emphasizes about something that we might not be reflecting every day. We might always think that we are living, especially now that people are going through very difficult times, that we have been somehow confined again at home. Some people are working from home. Some young people, some kids cannot even go to school. So we're actually going through very rough times. We are thinking positive that this might not be permanent, that eventually this can finally be better. And that's how we keep praying every day, right? No matter what you believe on or whatever your religions are, or if you think of something or not, we try to stay positive, right? So this is something that we might not be reflecting every day, but what makes you happy? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever for a minute think about the things that makes you happy? Because we might be sad sometimes, we might not feel happy all the time, but there are some things that can make us happy, that can make our life happy. So I want you to think about it, and I want you to please share something with me. Is it something is it maybe a place? Is it someone that makes you happy? Is it something, it could be food, I don't know. Is it an activity that makes you happy? Something that you usually do that can make you feel relaxed or can make you forget about the problems we handle every day or the different issues we go through in our personal lives. So what makes you happy? Ivan, is it something that really, you might think, okay, this is something that really makes my life easier. What do you think?
For me, I make happy go to the beach.
Okay, going to the beach. Why
Yeah.
going to the beach can make you feel happy?
I love the beach. I practice surfing,
Oh,
and
nice. Mhm.
I love the beach. I love look the sunset.
The sunset, right? That's why I chose this picture because I was thinking about myself, right? I was like, how can I add a background that can relate to the feeling that what can make people happy? I mean, I was thinking about me and I really like the beach too. I love the sea and I really enjoy the sunset. It's kind of a magical time, right? It's when the sun is about to like it's falling down and you can hardly see, you see that, you can see there's a line between the light and the water and the colors, how they change, right? I think it's relaxing. It can make, sometimes you feel tired, right? We feel like so tired. You might feel tired physically, but also emotionally or mentally tired. Sitting for 4 hours on a weekend might be tiring, right? Sitting in front of the computer might be tiring. Your eyes get tired. And this is, it's true, right? It happens to everyone. So if you go to the beach, you can close your eyes, you can just feel the sun, you can look at the sunset, and that can actually makes your body feel better, right? Your mind. And it's like you recharge your batteries, right? Como un celular. Es como que ya la batería ya se le va a terminar. Y es como que lo recarga, ¿no? I mean, I think it's like salt from the water or the smell of the salty water is really nice. So I really agree with Ivan. Is there anybody else who wants to share what makes you happy? Fabiana? What makes you happy?
Makes me happy
Uh-huh.
being with my family, eating
Mhm.
together,
Good. Yeah.
and and having time to watch series and relax.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite TV series or a Netflix series?
Yes, my favorite series, Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I love Grey's Anatomy. It's a long story, but it's really interesting,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you're a medical student, I think that's like really, like being in that situation, right? What they go through. Like it's like a love story, but there's a lot about science, right? About medical work. Good. Thank you, Fabiana. Carlitos, is there something that you can share with us? Something that makes you happy?
It make me happy travel to the Sierra. I don't know how you say
Oh, the
Sierra.
highlands, looking at the mountains, right?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
most big in Waranda because my father is here.
Okay.
And my family here has like a farm, like a quinta.
Nice. In Guaranda.
Yeah, it's so
Awesome.
it's so beautiful. You really connect to the
Nature.
doing to nature. That is I really like make me very happy.
Yeah, it's peaceful, right? It's quiet. It's
Yeah.
not noisy. Even the air is clean, right? If you breathe and you feel like you're breathing really clean air, right? It's not like in the city, right? That the air is polluted. There's a lot of noise and the insecurity, right? It's something that we are dealing with every day. So I think going to the highlands is something that can make you feel like you are in another world, right? Definitely. And the weather is really nice. It's not that hot, not too cold, right? So the weather is awesome too, and the food, delicious, I imagine. Mateo, is it something that makes you happy?
Yes. I am happy when I spend time with my dog. In this moment, I live in Guayaquil, but the next week I visit my family, so I see my dogs and my family.
And I
obviously.
know that he's gonna be the happiest when he sees you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Anthony, what makes you happy? Have you ever think about this?
I think I make me happy the peace. Only if I have in my house alone, it be okay for me. It's okay for me.
Okay. So you really enjoy some alone time. When you're alone, you feel good. It makes you feel better. Good. Yeah. Everybody, has a different point of view. If that makes you happy, well, you enjoy yourself company, right? That's nice. Good. Good. So can you share in here? Can you share something that makes you happy? Okay, and on the slides, I think I made 2 slides, but I wanted to hear this from you, right? Because it goes beyond just typing something. Monica, what makes you happy?
My happy to be my family, especially my 2 daughters. It's my life.
Oh, you have 1 daughter. Oh,
Yes.
what's her name?
Melanie and Michaela.
Oh, you have 2 daughters, Melanie and Michaela. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, when you have kids, I mean, they mean everything to us, right? Whatever we have to do, whatever the sacrifices we go through or the difficult times we go through, we always think about them, right? I mean, we say, well, everything I do, everything I work for, everything I sacrifice for is for them. Yeah, when you become mothers, I mean, our children are everything. And they can really make us happy, of course. Thank you, Monica. Thanks for sharing. Raisha, is it something that makes you happy? Thank you, Summer.
Yeah. Well, something that makes me really, really happy is just eating.
Me too.
I enjoy the process.
Really?
When I am eating, I do not like to be on my phone or I'm just concentrating on the food and trying to
taste
to enjoy
every single
it.
flavor.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I do not I don't know I don't know how to cook, but I
doesn't matter.
really
You enjoy.
yeah, I only enjoy and I identify the species,
Nice.
all the different textures and things like that.
Good, good. I have never think of, about eating like that. I mean, it's like you're tasting like, I mean, I'm thinking of you like MasterChef, like she's like
More or less.
somehow,
Something similar,
when they are
but
tasting
I
the
don't know how
food
to
and
cook.
they're like trying to guess the ingredients and the mixtures and the flavor.
Yeah, something like that.
Good, good. Thank you so much. Kristen, what
Yeah.
about you? Can you share something with us?
What makes me happy is that my family is healthy.
Good.
Having my dogs with me.
Okay.
Travel anywhere by car or plane.
Okay, yeah, traveling. I love traveling too. Even though I don't travel that much, but as I wish I could travel, but every time I go to a different place, I feel like feel relief. I feel free. It's wonderful, right? To get to know new places you have never been to. So it's actually something that it makes me happy too. Now that you mention it, Anthony. I think, oh no, I think you said that before. I'm sorry. Nancy, I'm forgetting about Nancy. Okay. Nancy, go ahead. Tell me something that makes you happy.
Okay. I feel happy when I share a delicious lunch with my family at home. Yes.
Okay.
Because my husband is a chef.
Oh, he's a chef. Nice.
Okay. Also then work after visit, but ¿cómo es de alegría? No sé cómo se llama.
It gives you happiness. Yeah, I mean,
happiness is to share this moment
when you share
to talk with everyone.
Nice.
Okay. Yes.
Because sometimes we are very busy, right? Every day. We don't get to have a lunch with our family. We don't get to see them too much because everybody's busy, everybody's working, right? So when all the family gets together, it doesn't matter what you eat really, right? It doesn't really matter about, I mean, if your husband is a chef, I mean, the food might be delicious, right? But the fact that you can get together, right? And you can spend time. Yeah. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Rocio, what about you? What makes you happy? Because I see you're ready to go to work. You're wearing the uniform already. Oh, I cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
A ver. It is made happy when to go in the bed. While the travel, also they went to dance.
Okay, dancing. Okay, good. I have never thought of dancing. If that makes you happy, of course.
Yes, it's also happy when while in the class, the
Okay.
English.
Okay. Oh my God, that makes me feel happy. Good. That I can make you happy, a little bit happy. So. Thank you, Rocio. Gabby, I think Gabby wanted to share something. I'm sorry, you had you wanted to speak. Gabby? Okay, there she is.
Yeah, miss.
Go ahead. What makes you happy?
It makes me happy to be with my family without discussion, and also make me happy when I get a good note at the university, and playing the piano also makes me happy. I really like music, and it
Oh,
relaxes me.
nice. And playing the piano is something, it's a skill, right? It's something that not many people can do. Playing the piano is something that really requires a lot of musical skills, right? So that's nice. I didn't know you can play the piano. That's wonderful, Gabby. Thanks for sharing that. Dianita, what makes you happy? My twin.
I make I happy to have time for myself,
Okay,
to
good.
make with the family, because we tell the story, we have a good time now, y también helping my pets and watching comedy movies.
Good, Diana. Thank you so much. Thanks. Melanie, what makes you happy?
I made me happy
Mm-hmm.
to be with family and to be able to share special moments with them. I like their birthdays and always having dinner with them.
Okay, when you celebrate birthdays, usually we get to see our family, right? Because we don't see them every day. So those are like special moments that we get, and that makes us happy, right? Being with our families. Sometimes where they live far, sometimes they're not too close. So whenever we find time to spend with them, it can definitely makes us happy. I'm gonna keep asking some of you. Thanks for sharing what makes you happy. It's really nice to get to know you a little bit more. And that's why I asked you to write it down on the slides. And these are some of your ideas. So thanks for sharing. Gabby and Camila, Nancy. Summers, that was interesting. Why being at an airport makes you happy? Where is Summers?
Here.
Where are you? Don't go. Don't disappear. I think I read it somewhere. Where was it? Where was it? I read something about, you wrote something about being at the airport. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me excited. I like
Your
to
happy
travel
place.
a lot. Yeah.
So being at the airport.
I make me happy to do the luggage.
Oh, to get everything ready, okay? To pack
Yeah, to go to the airport.
the whole
I don't
plan.
know. I don't know why.
The planning
I
process.
like the things things go to. I don't know. Everything is go to the airport, airplane, or a lot of.
Good.
I don't know why. I like them.
Yeah, that's what makes you happy, of course. Good. So
I work in the airports too, so I like it.
that's why. That's why. So that's why you really enjoy being there.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. There's something I wanted to go through before. I think we still have a lot of time. Okay, so now that we have shared something about what makes us happy, right? We have different points of view. We have mentioned family, places, food, music, pets, surfing. So that was really nice to know from you, right? So now, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be reading. Oh, I'm sorry. There's another article, and this is about what happiness is. According to different people, as I was asking you, every single person has something different that can make them happy, right? So we're going to be reading a magazine article where different people on the magazine staff, they will describe what makes them happy. And what do you think said each of them? So we have different people. One is Erin, Harriet, Sebastian, Kate, Marco, and Andrew. So they are all people who work at a magazine. They work for a magazine, so they have different positions. Erin is a fashion designer. Harriet is the health editor. I think, Vero, you have your audio on. Vero? Oh, I don't know if it's Vero. I think so. Okay, there they fixed it already. Oh no. Can you please the audio? Oh, I was Summers. Okay. So Erin is the fashion editor, Harriet is the health editor, Sebastian is a music editor. So they belong to different magazine departments, right? Kate belongs to the cinema section, Marco belongs to the food section, and Andrew to the travel section. So they all work for the same magazine, but they have different positions, and they have different points of view of what makes them happy, okay? So this is the article. Let's read it really quick. Melanie, can you start? Number 1.
And making soap, I love using it 2 words in the fry.
In the fridge.
There, sometimes Mexican about making something delicious of the nothing.
Okay. What is the meaning of leftovers? Can someone? For her, happiness is making soup. She says that she loves using leftovers in the fridge. So what are leftovers?
Marco?
Excuse me?
Is Marco?
Oh, no, we're not guessing the person. We're trying to guess the meaning of what is being underlined. It's like, if you notice, this has been underlined in yellow. So what is?
Marco.
Making soup. Hacer sopa, right? Soup es sopa. Esa está fácil. But what is the meaning of using leftovers? What could be leftovers?
Como que lo que sobra.
Le sobra.
So when you in Christmas time, we usually have turkey, right? And there's a lot of turkey, and we usually have leftovers. So we can eat it on the next day as el calentado, or we can use that turkey leftover to make a soup, for example. So these are leftovers, como las sobritas, right? But we can recycle. We recycle food in order to make another dish. So that's the first one. What about number 2? Ronald, can you read the second one?
Is D.
Number 3.
Editor cinema.
No, happiness is, and we are here. Let me see. We are here, number 2.
Sitting on the sofa on a winter evening with a book of chocolate, watching a feel-good film, preferably on the my cry.
One that makes me cry. Okay, so that is happiness for somebody else. Watching, sitting on the sofa, doing nothing, just eating chocolates, watching a film. Okay, that is another person. And what about number 3? Okay, who wants to read? Reading. Anyone? Mateo, can you read number 3?
Listening to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. As soon as I heard it immediately, feel like getting up and dancing.
Have you ever heard, have you ever listened to this song, Don't Stop Me Now? Have you ever listened to Queen music? Do you know who are they? Maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I even had the lyrics from Queen in here somewhere. Let me show you.
The most happiness song in the world.
right? The lyrics, I'll show you the lyrics in a little bit. Don't Stop Me Now it was a song performed by the greatest Freddie Mercury. He was the performer for the band, the singer. The band is no longer, they some of them are alive yet, but Freddie Mercury, who was a singer, he passed away many years ago. But he used to sing this song, Don't Stop Me Now. So it's the lyrics of the song are really encouraging. It makes you feel, really well, because it's about like feeling good, feeling happy, feeling energized, like feeling that you can do anything. That's why it's called Don't Stop Me Now. I'll share the song with you, but it's really nice. It's really like it gives you a lot of energy. Okay, that's number 4. What about number 3? What about number 4? Anthony, can you read, please?
Getting on the scales and seeing that I lost a kilo, even though I had a big meal the day before.
Okay, that can make you feel happy if you realize that you have eaten a lot of food, but you have not gained weight. So for some of them, that makes them happy. Good. What about number 5? Gabby. I think, Gabby, you wanted to read. I'm sorry. Gabby? No? Maria, can you read number 5? Please.
Miss,
Yes. 5. Here.
saying my sweet cats come out first at baggage, reclaim at the airports.
Okay, so what is a suitcase, first of all? A suitcase. See, your suitcase come out first at the baggage reclaim.
Maleta.
So when you get to the airport, wherever you're going, and you're waiting for your backpack to finally come, right? So you're like, you're looking everywhere. So when finally you see your suitcase, you run and then you grab it. So that makes them happy. Good. It might be for someone. Okay, number 6.
Yo.
Go.
No se ve completo, Miss.
Uy, I'm sorry. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back, because I might have to go like this. This is what I don't like about this. Okay, then I have to go like this, and then I have to go like this, and I have to move this a little bit like this, and then I have to show it again. Okay, there you go.
Okay, finding a real bargain in the sales. I'm still wearing a Prada jacket that I bought incredibly cheaply in a sale 10 years ago.
Okay, so finding a real good bargain. Uy, esto estaba baratísimo. Oh no, I'm gonna buy it because this is too cheap. I cannot miss the opportunity to buy this, and that makes me happy. Okay, good. So according to this, okay, let's go to Moodle now. Now I think it's time to move on to Moodle once again. Let me see if you can you see 7B? I think you cannot, right? Okay. 7B. Let me make it visible to you. Okay, can you press F5? I think you're gonna be able to see it now. Ahora creo que ya se ve. This is what you'll be looking at. Okay. Okay, this is where we are. So this is actually 7B. Okay. So we were discussing about this, right? About what makes you happy. Eating something, watching a film, being at the beach, right? Playing with your pets, doing surfing. So all these activities can make people happy. Being with your family, having dinner with your family. So those were some of your ideas. Being at the airport, that was interesting. So this is the first section, right? Now, this is the first quiz. Okay, so let's try the quiz now. Can you guess who said what? So in here we have 6 different people, and they specialize or they have a different position. One is from the fashion section of the magazine, health section, music, cinema, food, or traveling. So according to these different statements about happiness, which person belongs to which of these different statements? What do you think? The one that says that making soup with leftovers makes her happy. Who could it be? Erin, Harriet, Sebastian, Kate?
Marco.
Marco, right? Because if maybe Marco is in charge of the food section, he knows how to cook, and he might enjoy cooking, right? Okay. Let me see. Nancy, go ahead. Number 2. Which one? Who do you think is number 2?
Kate is the cinema editor.
Why is it Kate?
Because talk about watching a feel-good film. One makes cry because it's
maybe since she's a cinema expert, right? She's a cinema specialized person. She enjoys watching films, right? She enjoys the films. Preferably ones that makes me cry. So that might be Kate. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, Vero, go ahead. Number 3. Who could be number 3? Thank you, Nancy.
Thank
you. Vero, what do you think about number 3? Who could it be? Sebastian, Andrew, Marco is taken already. Kate is taken already. So who could be number 3, according to what makes them happy?
I think it's C, Sebastian.
Why?
Because he talked about the music, like feeling good. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be, right? Because he's the music editor. So if he knows about music, he knows about Queen, right? About their music and their songs, and maybe he understands the meaning of the title of the song. Don't Stop Me Now, right? So maybe could be Sebastian. Good. What about number 4? Maria, what do you think?
Letter B, Harriet.
Why is it Harriet?
Because this saying that I've lost a kilo even thought and had a big meal and this.
Yes, because maybe she's an expert on dieting or nutrition. So maybe she knows about, how to balance your diet or your weight. Good. What about number 5? Seeing my suitcase come out.
Andrew.
Andrew, right? Because he's the travel editor. So he's the expert about traveling. Good. And what about number 6? Finding a real bargain in the sales department. There's one left. Only one.
Hey.
Erin, right? She's the fashion editor. So being the fashion expert makes her know everything about the brands, about the sales, about the different discounts or places where to buy. So good. That was it. So just choose one person and match with whatever you think that might make them happy. Okay, that's it. Yes. So this is actually the first quiz from 7B, and it's called 1B. Can you guess who said what? That's the name of the quiz. And this is Unit 7B. This is where we are. Let me go back just to show you where we are. 7B. And
La 6 es la E.
Ajá. So this is where we are. So that's why we went through the different options. So now You just pick one and then you do the match. Okay. And I think everyone, most of you are done. So let's keep moving. Let's move forward. That was just the first quiz. Now, okay, let me show you something else, not from the platform. Let me show you my slides because I think we have to go through. And this is actually the grammar section. So we already discussed about infinitives, right? Infinitive verbs and infinitive forms, but this is something different. This is called gerunds, okay? Gerunds is the base form of the verb plus ing. This is something that you might have seen before when we discuss about present continuous, right? We usually use the verbs with ing, but this is another way of using verbs with ing, and these are just called gerunds. So one example, what makes you happy? Eating outside in the summertime, being at the airport, eating my favorite food, or it could be that your idea of happiness is getting up late and not going to work. That is my idea of happiness too. It's nice, right? Getting up late, having a delicious meal with your family, being at the beach, right? Enjoying the beach, enjoying the sunset. And this is all of these statements, if you notice, we're using the verb plus ing. Reading in bed, gerunds again, reading. I hate not getting to the airport early. There might be an affirmative way and a negative way. So the negative form is not getting, not buying, not eating. Okay, we just named some different examples. I'm thinking of buying a new car. Buying, a gerund. Saying goodbye, gerunds again. So what could be some of the uses? The gerund is the base form of the verb plus ing. It can be positive or negative. Eso es algo que ya creo que most of you know, right? When can we use this kind of gerunds? Has the subject or the object of the sentence, eating outside, playing with my family, playing soccer. That's the subject, right? After some verbs like love, hate, enjoy. I enjoy swimming. That's gerunds again. I like eating lasagna. Gerunds again. So these are some of the verbs that usually go with gerunds, right? Like, love, hate, enjoy, and many others. After prepositions, might be, I'm thinking of buying a car after a preposition. So there's some practices in here. Let me share this with you. But now I want you to share your screen, not me, because I'm always sharing my screen. I want you to do it this time. Okay, ¿quién me ayuda? It's already in the chat. But I want you to share your screen. Anyone. Someone that might be willing to help me now. Porque qué aburrido, solo ella comparte la pantalla. You can share your screen too. Anthony, can you try? Do you like to try? Vamos, Anthony, vamos. You can do it. Okay. Just click on the link and share your screen. Come on, Anthony.
Hi.
And you let me know, okay? And I'll let you know if I can look at the screen. Okay. It might take a little while.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see it. Can you make it bigger? Okay.
¿Sí escucha ahí todo?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now Anthony is sharing. Now Anthony is the teacher. So what could be boring? And then this is kind of the spelling practice. How do you spell waiting?
Waiting, yeah.
W-A-I-T-I-N-G. So boring is waiting. I mean, waiting is boring. Okay. Now, the word first. Okay, it goes first. So what could be here? Don't do it, Anthony, yet. Make them think. What could be difficult? What could be the missing word in here?
Me?
Which one? No, not you. Fabiana, what do you think? Uh-huh.
Dancing.
Uh-huh. So how do you spell dancing? D. What goes after D?
A.
A. Mm-hmm. And then D-A-N. What goes next? C. I don't know if you had this spelling contest at school, but I usually had when I had little kids as students, when I was teaching English to them, it was really useful to make them spell the words. So I used to ask them, okay, so what goes first? What is the first letter? What is the second letter? And they will, at the beginning it's hard, right? But then they'll master. Then after practicing and practicing, you master spelling. And whenever you're spelling, it's really helpful to remember how to write the words, right? So D-A-N-C. What is it? Is it E or I?
I.
I. I, and then?
N-G.
N and G. Dancing. Do you think dancing is difficult? Difficult, very difficult. I don't think so. Well, if you like to dance, right? So what could be the missing word in here? What do you think?
Driving.
How do you spell driving?
G-R.
And then?
A.
I.
Yeah.
And then?
B.
B. And then?
I.
I. And then N. And then G. Driving is easy. Okay, and there you go. So this is kind of a spelling, but ing practice. What could be the missing word in here?
Swimming.
So how do you spell swimming? S. I used to use signs to my kids.
W.
W. And
Swimming.
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 S-W. I. M. 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 And then?
M.
Another M. It's a double M. And then? I. And then N and G. So it
G.
helps you to remember how to pronounce each letter. And then when you say the word, it will be well pronounced. TV is fun. Okay, what is the missing word in here?
Watching TV.
So how do you write?
TV.
How do you spell watching? Okay, let's go to the first one. Anthony, dun. Okay, let them say each of the words.
A.
W.
A.
I used to go like this. A, and they will say, oh, A. A. And then?
B. C.
I used to go like this. Okay. What chin, right? It's T first, yes. T, and then C, and then
H.
A. ¿Cómo se decía la H? H, I. This is what we're doing, this kind of practice. I, and then N, and then G. This is called spelling. Spelling, okay. And then it's not being T, it's TV. Okay, so we just fix it. Watching TV is fun. Okay, good, Anthony. And one more. Okay. What could be the missing word? Monica, what do you think?
Ay, perdón.
Aileen. Okay, can you spell it? Okay. What is the first letter? Uh-huh.
S.
S. And then? A. Mm-hmm. I. I. L. And then? Say I. And then? N. G. And that's it. Okay, sailing is great. Okay, so these are some examples of how gerunds can be used, right? Watching TV is fun, sailing is good, dancing is difficult. Okay, but there's one more. Okay, oh, Anthony, yeah, you can do that, Tony. This is kind of a game, so we can play it as a game. And I mean, if you try to make it as quick as possible, if you play with other people, you can be the first or the second one or the third or the fourth. So it has different uses. Okay, so that was just the first practice. So Anthony, let me share something else with them. You can stop sharing your screen. Thank you so much for helping me. Now there's something else. Yes, there's another practice. It's on the slides, but I'll share the link with you. You can open them from the same slide. I mean, on your own device, on your computer. I mean, you can work this with me, or you can do it on your own if you wish. Okay. And this is the second link. Okay, ahora ¿quién me ayuda? Anybody else? Somebody else. Carlitos, Iván, no, Ana, Diego, Rocío, Nancy, Mateo.
Teacher, I am on my cell phone. I don't know how to share.
Okay, no, it's difficult. Nancy, okay, go ahead. Vamos con Nancy, vamos. She can do it. Okay.
Okay.
Mira, me carga ese link, el último.
Oh, yeah, it might take a little bit, but try it. Okay, and this is another practice. Okay, first one. We decided to go to the gym after. What do you think?
Okay.
After talking a lot, we were talking, and then we decided. Okay. Now, another one, the number 2. Oh no, we're missing one. I have to go back. No, abajito, en la flechita. Like, okay, there you are. Renata really enjoyed, and we have different
Running.
He really enjoyed running marathons. Good. Number 3. It's a great exercise. Cycling. It's a great exercise. Don't forget to wear a helmet. A helmet, el casquito, ¿no? She's really sorry for
Hitting
him. A lo mejor le dio una cachetada. We don't know. She's really sorry for hitting him. Okay. She was angry with me, I think. But I mean, there's might be a little mistake. She was angry with me for doing what?
Laughing.
For laughing at her. Hay como que hay un pequeño mistake en la oración. We were all happy about the New Year in Spain. So why were we happy? Celebrating. Good. Celebrating. Good, good. Okay, vamos bien, vamos bien. One more. I love a cup of tea.
Drinking.
Drinking a cup of tea in the afternoon. Good. One more. It's not allowed inside restaurants according to the law.
Smoking.
It's not allowed. Okay, good. Number 9. A second language can be fun. Yes, of course.
Diving.
Learning.
Learning. It can be fun. Why not? It doesn't have to be boring all the time. Okay. I'm not very keen on.
When.
To be very keen is to be an expert, right? I'm not an expert. I'm not very keen on, I'm not just an expert. It's like I'm not really like into computer games. I don't really like it that much. That's to be keen on something. And this is how you can add your name and you can see how well do you do on playing the game, Nancy. There you are, okay? There you are. So very good. Thank you, Nancy. So now that we did some of the practices, now I think we can move into the Moodle section of the quizzes. Okay, let me see. Let's try it directly into Moodle to see how much we can go. I mean, how further we can move. Let me turn my camera off. I think my connection is not stable again. It might happen. Okay, let me turn the camera off just for a while. Okay, number 1, find an example of a gerund. Okay, let's see about this one. Look at the highlighted phrases in the very first paragraph of the reading. Find an example of a gerund, a verb plus ing. One this followed by after another verb, after a preposition, and or whether the gerund is used as a noun. So what do you think? What could be number 1? After another verb. Maria, what do you think? Which of the phrases can go on the first one? And you don't even have to write it. You just only grab it and then you drag into the...
Using leftovers.
Using leftovers. What do you think? It says after another verb. So it's one gerund and another verb. It's not really using leftovers because leftovers... Making something. About making something. Let me see. Oh, it's actually, yeah, it's fine. I love using leftovers because using is after another verb, right? It was fine. Yeah, I was looking at this other sentence, but actually it is fine because it says, I love using leftovers. So it's fine. It was my bad, Maria. You're good. So using leftovers because it's actually after love, the verb love, right? Good. What about number 2? After a preposition.
Making something.
Making something. It could be, right? Yeah, because we're using the word something, right? And it might be a preposition. Making something. And what about as a noun? What do you think?
Making soup.
Making soup, right? The first one. It could be making soup. It could be eating dinner, swimming in the pool. And this would be used as a noun, right? Good. That's it. So now you try it. Okay, so that was pretty easy. Now let's see, there's one more, I believe, one more. This is the first grammar section. Okay, what about this? Let's try to finish this one. Complete the sentences with a verb in the list in the ing form. Okay, it could be, do, practice, remember, study, swim, teach, text, or travel. One thing that always makes me happy is
swimming.
So this is what I usually do. I cross it out. Swim. Okay, swimming, right? So this is done already. What about number 2? You can learn to play a musical instrument well without
practicing, I think.
So you have to practice, otherwise you cannot learn. So you cannot learn without practicing regularly. If you forget to practice, then, I mean, if you don't practice, you forget about how to play, right? It might happen. What about number 3? Fabiana. Orbero, go ahead. My mother's very bad at. It happens to me too. I don't know if it happens to you, but I might forget people's names. What about number 4? Summers.
Teaching.
I can tell. I've been a teacher. I've taught teenagers, and it is really hard. They are very different from adults, very different, and they're hard to handle. So teaching teenagers is very hard work. It is true. Number 5.
My teacher, please.
Go ahead. Of course.
My sister spends hours on the phone texting her friends.
Texting her friends. Good. Monica. 6. I hate.
I hate being the first to arrive at party.
B, right? I hate being the first. Like, I'm always the first, and there's nobody at the party, only you sitting there like
Mexicano se pone bean.
Bean. Okay, it would be like this. Let me see if I can write. B. Uy, Dios mío. This is B actually. Like this. I'm really bad writing with these kind of things, but I'm trying. Being the first to arrive at parties. So that would be number 6. What about number 7?
Traveling.
Traveling by train is usually cheaper than by plane. So here is traveling. Rocio, what about number 8? I'll go on.
Studying.
Doing.
I'll go on.
I go on going for as long as I can. I love being I study.
Okay, I'll go on studying for as long as I can. I love being a student. Good. That's it. That's it. Let me just take this out, because otherwise it will stay there forever. And now you try it. Okay, good. Summers is done, but I think you're trying again, right? Dianita, how you doing? Let me see, I don't see Diana here. Diego, you're back, right? Melanie. Crystal is here. Carlos, where is Carlos? I don't see Carlos here. Anthony. Okay, Maria de Los Angeles is here. Diana. Okay, Carlos, there you are. You're doing it now. Okay, I'll give you 2 more minutes, okay, so you can finish this, so we can keep moving. Okay, I'm trying my camera again. I think my connection is a little bit better, right? I'm sorry. So I think that was it. So you know what? Let's stay let's stay here. Let me do something. We were able to finish 1B, 1C, and the first grammar practice, right? And then we're gonna keep working on the other practices next week. Okay. See, let me just do something before I forget. Okay. And that's it. Let me see. Let's